So a little background here. You guys, you told me on break, so that's kind of unfair that I already know. But the group Bear Cave Tower came together when? When did you start performing as a duo?
A little over a year ago.
A year ago. Mm-hmm. And how did y'all meet?
I was the host of an open mic, and he was one of my regulars, and he stole me away from that scene.
He stole you away. So where was the open mic at?
Levittown, Pennsylvania, my hometown.
Your hometown of Levittown. Dan is a suburban as well.
Yeah, I'm from Fairless Hills.
Oh, okay, right around the corner.
Absolutely.
I don't make fun of the suburbs. I only make fun of New Jersey, just for the record, in case you're safe.
Okay.
So you were doing you were hosting the open mic.
Yes.
And Alex, so did you come and perform? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I found out about open mic online, right? So I was like, oh, I gotta check her out. So I came, I played, I like her.
She wooed you away.
Kinda, yeah. So, and I wasn't regular actually, guess.
Oh, you weren't a regular?
No, I just came and stole her. That's all.
And stole her, just one night. That's all that it took. And
it took. I think it took 3 nights. Maybe.
Oh, it took 3 nights.
Yeah, I think it was 3 times.
3 times.
Three. You read the book. He's just not that into you. You have the 3-day wait. Yeah. I totally get it. And just so everybody's clear, that is not a South Philly accent. Right.
No, I'm from Belarus. It used to be a part of Soviet Union.
Yep,
so
Belarus.
Belarus, yeah. Now it's independent country.
So what do you think of the Philadelphia area? Do you like it here?
Of course, I love it here. It's much better. It's better to be yourself, better to be a musician. So because there is no musical scene in my country at all, in my town particularly. So. I love it here.
Well, good for you. You come here. You're making some magic happen with the music. Did you perform at the open mic?
Yeah, sure.
You did. You performed. What did he do? Play guitar?
Oh, yes. And his guitar playing, he did not even have to speak English.
You were like, you don't even have to speak. Right.
Yeah, his first language is guitar.
His first language is guitar. Listen, you just came up with a T-shirt that I think that you need. Yeah. To get printed immediately, and it's on record right now that you said it. Mm-hmm. But I think that would
everybody
be awesome.
Keep an eye out. I'll get it up on the website for sale.
Get it. I think that's awesome. So speaking of the website, just so folks know where they can find out about you, bearcavetower.com has all your information, your social media links, all that fun stuff. Can they buy a copy of the album there on the website as well?
Oh, I should throw a link up. That's a good idea. I actually don't have one. You can Google search Chivalry of the Rose by Loretta Allen. Mm-hmm. We're on iTunes, CD Baby, all over Facebook.
And it doesn't matter because the goal is really to get people to come out to the shows as well, yes. Which you'll have them at.
Yes.
Right? So let's talk a little bit about the title, Chivalry of the Rose. Where did that title come from for the CD?
It's kind of poetic. I was trying to get a title that encompassed the different feelings of all of the songs without pinning down to just one idea, I think. Every song seems like a different genre. We've really tried a lot of different things. There's a lot of different players. Mm-hmm. There's 2 different studios, 2 different producers.
Wow.
There's a lot of variety on there. So to come up with one name that covered everything wasn't easy, but I feel like Chivalry of Rose captures the romance and the drama of it.
I love drama in a good album.
Me too.
So you have 12 songs on here, so this is a full album. Was the order specific for you? Does it tell a story from beginning to end, or?
In my mind, it kind of does.
Okay.
I did have some say in the order that the songs were going to go in. I won some of the battles, I lost some of them, but it does sort of give you a story.
Were you working with a producer? Is that?
Yes. Well, it was definitely a group effort. There was a team of people that worked on it together. James Cravero, who just won a Grammy not too long ago over at East Coast Recording.
Yep.
He really had the main reins at the beginning of the project. And then Jerry Noonley, who's kind of new as far as producing goes, but has had his own projects and has a music degree, so at least he has the schooling to back it up.
Yep.
He made a lot of decisions, too.
Very cool. So I want to give everybody the opportunity to hear you so we could talk about the music a little bit more intelligently. What's a good one? What is your piece, the music that, tells everybody who you are?
That's a really hard question. I had ones I was prepared to answer.
I love the songs Empty Roads. That's who she is.
Empty Roads?
Yeah, Empty Roads.
Let's do it. It's number 5. Alex says so. We're going.
All
We're
right.
rolling with it. Number 5. This is Empty Roads. Again, the album is Chivalry of the Rose. We'll be back in just a moment.
chance with love. How should I say goodbye? Words could break him from me. No tears would be cried. I need to be set free. I must go. I don't want to live a life of regret. Should I stay, or do I take a chance with love? I keep living a lie. I know life must be love's my heart's demise. He still loves me. All that's left is a dream of my life. Fate's an empty road home.
All right. Okay, we're back. So we got to hear Empty Roads, again, off of Chivalry of the Rose from the great Loretta Allen. So what's that song about? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
That song is about a lot of different things. It's actually written by Robert Kelly, who is the major producer on Chivalry of the Rose. And it took me a long time to figure out what I thought that song was about and how to approach it. And I really think it's just about, you know, the classic finding yourself song.
Mm-hmm. When
That's
did you
where I connected to it, at least.
When did you write it?
I didn't write it. Bob Kelly
Oh, he wrote it.
Mhm.
So, okay, so do you write the lyrics, or did he do everything on that song?
He did everything. I mean, I arranged the songs, meaning that I don't really have a background in studying music,
Yeah.
so I have to bring my theater background to the table. I have to bring what I have.
Yeah.
And so for me to be able to perform a song, honestly, that I didn't write, I had to like find a place that I would have sang it from,
Yep.
which may be harder than writing a song.
It actually may be, but you mentioned theater background. So let's talk. What is your background? Like, where did you study music as a kid? What was the story?
I'm just one of those kids that had a really great mom, and she said, you know, you're smart enough, you're pretty enough, you're creative enough, you can do anything you want.
Yep.
And I picked everything.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I love moms like that too.
Oh, she's the best. Loretta Senior. Hi out there.
Loretta Senior.
So what happened was I became a professional actress at 15.
Oh wow, what were you doing?
Murder mystery dinner theater, teaching theater classes to children that were younger than me.
At 15, you were teaching.
Yes.
Wow.
I was a mature 15. That's why I could be an immature 35.
I like how you put that. But I'm sure that theater background really does come in handy when you're given a piece of music that you have to perform.
Absolutely. You can just put on a character.
Yeah, you could put on a character. That's really very interesting. So do you prefer doing it that way? Have you dipped your toe into the songwriting world a little bit?
Yes, I've written a lot of stuff that I just haven't felt the need to record, that everybody's enjoyed it live, that people have heard the songs, and I feel like that's where they were meant to be.
Yeah. So are we ever going to hear them?
Who knows? He doesn't like them.
Really? So, okay, let's talk about the collaboration. So Bear Cave Tower is actually the duo.
Yes.
The two of you together. Loretta Allen, this is your debut single album, but together, Bear Cave Tower is your goal is to be on stage performing in various places. So how is the music different from your solo project when Bear Cave Tower performs?
How do you think it's different?
Well, first of all, she writes the lyrics.
Okay.
So it's like whole process and like.
Do you write the music?
Yeah, I write the music. She write the lyrics, and then like we sit together and like we work on it until we're satisfied or whatever.
So it's a true collaboration at that point,
Yeah,
then, right?
absolutely.
Is the sound is it the same kind of tone, or is it a little bit more rockier, poppier, folkier?
No, I play classical guitar, so it's just a classical guitar and her soulful voice and like.
Haunting vocal is what I usually say.
Haunting vocals, I love that. On a classical guitar is actually one of my favorite things. In all seriousness, like. My dad had me listening to Segovia albums when I was 8 years old. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, he would put them on, he would blast them in the house. And I would watch Andre Segovia play the guitar, and I would be like, how does he move his fingers that fast? I never really understood it. And even to this day, like, people like Gabrielle and Rodrigo, for instance, not that they're necessarily classical, but it's the same kind of that speed of just the way that they're performed, I'm really jealous of.
I'm jealous of how they travel the world. Oh my gosh, they have such a great career.
So that's what you guys want to do. Ultimately,
Yes.
with Bear Cave Tower, you just want to travel and perform for people. Is there anybody that is like a dream collaboration for you? Somebody that you'd like to open for?
Lorena McKennitt, probably. I think that world music is what inspires me to want to go further with my own music. Hearing an act that has instruments from all different countries and can really create an atmosphere that makes you feel like you're somewhere else.
Right. That would be pretty amazing, right?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get into another track really quick because I want everybody to hear as much as they can. So what's a good second one to play?
I think we did decide on a second one, didn't we? What was it?
Yeah, Shotgun Alley.
Shotgun Alley is the only one on there that I've actually written.
Shotgun Alley? Let's do it then. Shotgun Alley. This is number 8. Again, the CD Chivalry of the Rose, available online everywhere, iTunes, all those fun places. We'll be back in just a minute.
Down a long red drive where the moon can hide, the old man muttered on, with his head held high and his wife by his side, the love a tragic song. Shotgun Alley's coming back, Sally, so hold on to that gun. Shotgun Alley's coming back, Sally, whatever we become. Under shadows of greed, he held the deed to a room of precious things. He never left their home, for if he roamed, he said, if anyone tries to come down the drive to steal our treasures away, don't listen to his lies, aim between his eyes and blow that man away. Well, he didn't get far in that little blue car. I remembered what he forgot. Around he went, another band, and that's just when she shot. She shouted in the court just like she was told. She did just as he said. She didn't listen to his lies. She aimed between his eyes and shot him in the head. become.
So we're back. Everybody's yelling today. Everybody's yelling behind me. I'm letting everybody just do their own thing, and yeah, everybody's still yelling.
It's the barometric pressure, I think.
Is that what it is? Because I had the weirdest day ever since I got up this morning. It's just been one succession craziness thing right after the other. Anyway. All right, so that was you wrote that one, Shotgun Alley. Again, this is off of Chivalry of the Rose. Tell us a little bit about that song.
That is actually based on a true story.
Okay.
I used to work at an insurance company where everybody told weird stories at lunchtime because that's what creepy insurance people do.
Right.
And one of the stories was about why this guy lives on a street called Shotgun Alley. And
it was a literal street?
Yeah. And he was like, well, it's not called Shotgun Alley. That's just everybody calls it. And it's because there was this old couple who had an art collection. They never left the house. And then one day, the husband got called for jury duty. So he had to leave. He put her on the porch with a shotgun. It said, if anybody comes up that drive, you shoot him. Well, didn't he forget something and turn around and come up the drive and she shot him in the leg?
Is this a true story? Where was this? In Philly? Like outside of Philly?
Up in the suburbs, up in the Warminster area, actually.
Are you kidding me?
Mm-mm. It was absolutely, the guy was telling us he lives on the street that is actually called Shotgun Alley.
That is insanity, but that makes for a great song. Because that's
Exactly.
a really good story.
And that's what I said. I'm like, if I ever heard a story that was so ready to be a song, that is it. So I tried to make it almost that 70s story song feel, but still keep it modern.
That's awesome. I love it. That's such a really great story. You should do a video for that song.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that visual would be so amazing. Like you could really make something happen.
Yes. And we already have a video for Call Out My Name.
You do.
But that would be the greatest next video, I think.
We were briefly talking about another company you work with, Stage Trip Productions, which does all kinds of crazy things, right?
This weekend, they're doing Apple Topple up in Warrington, so make sure everybody stops out.
Which I didn't know about this. It's June 13th to the 15th in Warrington. I'm looking at the lineup. It's like a huge lineup of bands. Dirk Quinn Band, who I adore, is going to be there. Rocktopus, The Happy Dog, Morning Fatty, Pure Jerry, Major Front, Chestnut Grove, New Pony. I mean, that's just a few of them. There's a ton of them.
And Bear Cave Tower will probably be making a late night campfire appearance.
A late night appearance. You're just going to pop in. You
Yeah.
have a show Saturday as well that you mentioned.
right.
And that's also up in that area, correct?
That is in Levittown, Pennsylvania at Pat's Pizza and Restaurant on New Falls Road, right near Pennsbury High School.
So Dan knows that. I don't know. I'm not good with the burbs, but you know that area.
Right there.
That's your alumni?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
All right, so we always have a question of the night here at that mag, and usually they're a lot more crazy. Today's is actually pretty simple. The question is, what summer music festival are you most looking forward to? I'm totally putting you on the spot. But some of the questions in the past, I have to add, have just been ridiculous. Like, what's your favorite dream band with members of 80s bands? Or what hair band would you like to see do a ballad by Elvis? Like, just ridiculous things. I'm just
I already mentioned Apple Topple, who I had mentioned because that's all my friends over there. But I think that probably our backyard is going to host quite a few music festivals this summer.
You have that kind of backyard that you can
We
make
do
that
have
happen.
a beautiful giant backyard with a fire pit. I'll make sure you give me your text message with your number before this.
Wow, that sounds pretty. Have you done it before, like music festivals in your backyard?
Not huge ones, but we've performed in our own backyard.
That's kind of really cool. Do you have neighbors?
Yeah, but we live on a big street, and usually people who live on a big street know that there's going to be noise.
Right, this is very true. That's kind of exciting. That actually reminds me, Beard Fest is coming up. I think it's next weekend.
Beard Fest?
Beard Fest, yeah, Out of the Beard Space, which is a local band here in Philadelphia, or actually Jersey. They do the same kind of thing. Like, they get their backyard and they put on this big festival, and it's an eco-friendly festival, which is kind of cool. So they encourage everybody to bring their own forks and knives and dishes and cups and.
Oh, that's really good. There's so many festivals that maybe they are in the name of curing cancer or the environment or something, but a lot of them end up doing a lot more damage than good.
This is absolutely true, and they're really trying to kind of change that. So I think it's kind of neat that that's what they're doing.
That's awesome.
But
And can I make a little reminder for the general public's
Please.
good? There are services that will rent you camping equipment and go pick it up after the festival now, that you don't have to make a whole pile of trash happen every time you go camping.
Really? Like, what are they? Like, what do you mean? Like,
There's services that will come to a festival and offer the tents and the sleeping bags and the whole deal to people.
oh, like the actual camping stuff.
Yes, and then they come and get it later too, so you don't even have to do the packing and unpacking.
Wow, that's kind of amazing.
I think
kind of
that's
a
the
neat thing.
problem. People get lazy by Sunday morning and they're like, I'm not packing that shit up.
Well, it's filthy dirty, and people do get lazy. Do you go to the Philadelphia Folk Festival at all?
Yes, I try to make it at least every other year because I know, everybody on the parking committee and my cousins that go.
Right.
But I keep telling the people I'm holding out until they book us. That's the next time I'll be at Folk Fest, is on stage.
Yeah. Are you pushing for it? Have you harassed them enough?
I've been gently harassing from several angles, but if anybody from the Philadelphia Folk Fest is listening, feel free to give me a call.
Where have you been performing in Philly at all, in the city area?
We just performed, where was it at?
Milk Boy.
Milk Boy. Milk Boy Philly. That was a nice show with my old band, the Orange Drop.
So tell us about that band. What did you do in that one?
Oh, I was their singer. We were a band called Stellium. We played Psych Fest in Austin, Texas, and all kinds of. We were a psychedelic band. But they went on without me and have their lead guitar singer finally stepped up and started to sing. Or the lead guitar player? Yes, that's what I meant.
Lead guitar player, lead guitar singer. You actually just created a new position as well.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, no, I love it. All right, let's go ahead and listen to another song, which is be a good one.
Oh, Call Out My Name, because that's the video?
All right. So where can we find that? YouTube?
Yes.
All right, so this is Call Out My Name. This is number 3, again, off of Chivalry of the Rose. We'll be back in just a moment.
I'm sweating so bad.
Stop the pain.
can change who we are. So I live out my life, loving you from afar. Fire in your eyes, silk of the skin, wine on your lips, hearing you call out my name. Fire in your eyes, silk of your skin, wine on your lips, hearing you call out my name. Fire in your eyes, silk of your skin, wine on your lips, hearing you call out.
All right, so that was "Call Out My Name," which you have a video for out right now that we can find on YouTube, correct?
Yep.
So what's the video about? What's the story behind the video?
The story behind the video, we tried to make it almost like a French film looking kind of thing. So it's like typical love story, you know, walking around in a beautiful way and then crying in a beautiful way. You know, very French.
Yeah, very French. Did you come up with the video concept for it?
Again, it was a little collaboration of Aphrodite Tharrington, who is our video goddess, as I like to call her.
It sounds like you have a lot of interesting people in your life.
Yes.
Like, a lot of creative, interesting people.
I am blessed with an abundance of interesting people.
That's always a good thing. We were at break. We were jokingly talking about Berto again, who I say at every radio show. He comes up in every interview at least once. He is the new Kevin Bacon of Philadelphia. Like, how many degrees to Berto? Everybody's like
Gets around.
less than 6 degrees away from Berto. It's really insane. And you said you knew him pre-hat and mustache,
Yes.
which is just incredible. And I can't even imagine what he looked like.
Yeah, he looked like a normal person, actually. It's pretty bizarre.
He looks like a normal person.
Well, he didn't always look like he conducted a circus or anything, you know.
I know. It's just one time I said to him, you know, you should go ahead and like get those hats made and give them out at shows and stuff like that. And he's like, and then I wouldn't be original anymore. I'm like, all right, dude, point taken. I get it.
Yeah, why don't you tell him to get a guitar player?
Right. Yeah, like get a guitar player, dude. Like just be normal for a minute. You also mentioned, well, Alex mentioned that you had a very interesting trip to California.
Yes.
So how long ago was this?
That was 12 years ago now.
12 years ago. So what did you do? What was...
That was the start of my music career. Was I just got fed up with theater. I felt like I never experienced being myself because I'd been an actress since I was 15. I was always being somebody else. And I think I finally just snapped. I left town in my beat up Jetta with my beat up Ovation, and I played at gas stations with a little sign that said out of gas. Sat on the back of my Jetta and played till people gave me money. I had a guy from New York run up to me in Arizona in with a BMW and a business suit and stuff. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And I told him, he was like, "And you got here from Pennsylvania busking?" And I said, "Yeah." And he gave me, I think it was $80.
Really?
Yeah, right on the spot. That got me all the way to LA.
So how did you eat and stuff? Like, what were you, just the money you were getting from people?
Yeah. And I mean, people would run across parking lots. Hey, do you want a burrito? I mean, once people realized that I was a musician chasing my dream,
Yeah.
people came out of the woodwork to help, just left and right. Jehovah's Witnesses, people that probably haven't helped anybody in a really long time.
What happened when you got to LA?
Oh, that was nearly tragic. I had this big, giant, biker-looking guy ask me what the expletive I was doing there. And he laughed at me. He said, "Nobody's going to give you money in L.A., you stupid," whatever he called me. And then he threw $40 at me.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I guess he felt bad for me because I was so dumb.
What did you do when you were out there?
Well, I had a friend out there, so
Okay.
that was the last time I got money from anybody until I met up with my friend in L.A. who showed me around. I played a nice showcase of all-female musicians in Beverly Hills. It was really wonderful. But I kept going. I made it all the way to Northern California, and that's where I stayed for a couple years.
Really? So how long were you out there? How many years?
3 years.
Wow. What made you come back?
My family. I'm related to hundreds of people in the Philadelphia area. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
And I just missed them too bad. I knew that my cousins were getting older and my grandparents were getting older, and I was missing everything. So.
And I guess you were meant to come back because you met him, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So there's a reason for everything. And
Amen.
You got to spend some time in California and really enjoy it. It's very different, the music scene out in the West Coast from here.
Yeah.
Very different. And I love Philly. I love this city. I truly do. I do think that we support each other. I definitely think we could do better supporting local musicians. I feel
Absolutely.
like there's just... I don't feel like you guys have enough good places to perform.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about our gig this weekend, Saturday at Pat's, is that they've never had music before. Mm-hmm. I walked in, I saw that the place was lovely, white leather, bench seating. I mean, especially for the area, it's really nicely done. Mm-hmm. That made me want to have it be a venue. I wanted to perform there, so I approached them. And I think that's one of the guerrilla marketing techniques, if you want to call it that I try to go after, is finding a place that I just like and turning it into a venue instead of going to a place that's a known venue and playing the same show over and over and over again that's already been done. I mean, Philly is not paying you to play shows here anymore.
No. Not at all. They are not paying anything. We had this conversation a few weeks ago with another band that was on the show about what venues can do to get fans out so that the bands will get paid. Because I feel, especially in Center City, I can't speak for the Burbs as much, but in Center City, I feel like that's one of the things that we struggle with, getting fans to come out to show. I think the bands and other artists are really great about supporting one another, but... where are the fans?
And if I can say something that kind of shows my age, way back in
I'm older than you, so...
Oh, okay, we're fine.
Please.
Doc Watson's era.
Absolutely.
I felt like venues in Philly still they were like genre specific.
Yep.
Do you follow me
Absolutely.
on that? That, you knew if I went to Doc Watson's, I was getting a badass rock show.
Yes.
And you were going to rock your whatever off all night. And then if you went to Ortlieb's, you're getting awesome jazz or blues or something fantastic.
Yep.
You knew what you were getting. And I think that's why venues had a fan base. Mm-hmm. That people knew they could go in on a Tuesday and hear music that was just as good as going out on a Saturday night.
You make such a great point. That's a really, really valid point. And I think you're absolutely right. That's what happened. Everything started to just...
Yeah, like if I stop into a venue that I played last week, they could be playing rap. They could be playing country. And that doesn't represent the kind of music I brought to them just 7 days earlier.
There's no consistency.
Absolutely.
So you're right. People don't know where to go. And I was just saying that we had friends in from L.A. on Monday night, and they wanted to go somewhere and hear music. Now, I've worked here for 10 years in the music industry. In Philadelphia, and I was like, I have no idea where to take you. And I Googled, I even went online and I'm looking at places that I know have event calendars. I'm Googling. I never found a place for the record. So I don't know where I could go get jazz now, just like you were saying. Like, I don't know where the jazz club is anymore, other than Chris's Jazz Cafe.
And it's because the jazz clubs they're bringing BDM in on the weekend or whatever the letters are and stuff. That they're grasping for straws and then they're losing everybody.
They're losing everybody. People don't know where to go. I think that that's really true. It's the same thing with like clubs, and I use that term loosely, but we had some really good dance places in Philadelphia that are just gone. Like there's I don't even know where I would go to like if my girlfriends wanted to go dancing. Like, where do you go?
I'd be like, I have some Michael Jackson records.
Right? I have no idea where that... But back in the day, there was, like, Denim and Rouge and, like, all these places... Egypt that did really, like, had really cool things and events in there.
So anybody who's listening who owns a venue in Philly, get a hold of one of us because we have some ideas for you.
I think what you said is really brilliant, and I'm probably going to bring that up again because that is a very good point and something that I hadn't thought about. When I talk to bands and I ask them what makes their fans come out, they always give me the same three answers. Free or cheap cover, or cheap booze, and girls. Are the three things that draw people out. I mean, just to be honest.
I think the venues, seriously, being somebody who gets approached by Philly venues and turning them down these days, they come to you with the same thing every time. Well, what are you going to do for us?
Right.
Well, what are you going to do for me?
Right.
When's the last time you really saw a venue that had its own draw, that you could go into any night of the week and find a crowd of people? The venues aren't pulling their weight either.
That was my point, that I didn't feel that the venues were doing enough to market and support... or the promoters. What
Absolutely.
They're
And they're
supposed to be
putting
doing.
together bills that it feels like they stood on a corner and waited for people to come by that happen to have instruments.
Well, you're
You
right.
know?
It's coming to the point where how many tickets are you going to sell? How many people are you going to bring? And are you going to talk about it on Facebook?
It's
That's
like,
where we're
to
at.
tell you the truth, I could rent my own space and do that. Thank you very much, venues.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You could. And I remember back in the day, I would be running around the city putting up flyers, talking to people one-on-one on the street. If I handed somebody a flyer, I had a conversation with them, like a 1-minute conversation about the show, building relationships with fans. And I hate to break it to every artist out there. But I'm going to break all of your heart right now. Facebook and Twitter will never bring people to a show. I said it. It's never going to happen. It's not engaging. It's not
Mark
gonna do it.
Zuckerberg isn't sitting there promoting your post and making sure people get their butts to your show.
I hate when people say, I have 120 people on my Facebook invite that said that they're coming. And I promise you, less than 20% of those people will actually show up.
Absolutely.
It means they're arbitrary numbers.
That's why I don't even make Facebook events anymore. I find that either nobody responds to them at all and that makes the event look pathetic,
Yep.
or everybody responds and then you get a false sense of confidence when nobody shows up.
Oh, and that is the worst. And we've all been there. Everybody in the industry has been there. You expect or turn out and you get there and 3 people show up and it's devastating.
And the lucky thing for us is that, well, for me at least, is that I've been doing it long enough that I've made those mistakes.
Yeah.
I know how to gauge my audience now. I know how many people to expect. I realistically know how many people are coming through the door. But like I said, the venue has to do their part too.
And it's always been better to be realistic than to create a false sense of security.
Oh, what's the saying? Under promise, over deliver.
Yep, that's exactly it. You're right. All right, it has been great to have you guys here. Thank you to both of you. It was
Thank
a
you for
pleasure
having
talking
us.
to you. Again, the album is Chivalry of the Rose, Loretta Allen. Bear Cave Tower performing Saturday night in Levittown. It's called Rick's, correct? Pat's. I knew it was a name. The video right now for Call Out My Name is available on YouTube, and you can get the album everywhere online, iTunes, and all those fun places. But the website, if you wanted to get more information, is bearcavetower.com. We want to thank you guys again for having you. Dan, Dante, thank you guys for all your help. We're back next week with another fun Wednesday evening here. The guest next week is going to be Montgomery Streets. I'm very excited about these guys. They're coming down from New York. I got to see them at the Jersey Shore a couple weeks ago. It is a trio with an upright bass. I love an upright bass. Anyway, they're going to be here next Wednesday. Everybody have a great, awesome, wonderful week. Don't forget to pick up your print edition of That Mag and check out the website at thatmusicmag.com. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday.